It is 6 o'clock in the morning. The alarm goes off. You feel that familiar weight in your chest. It is not just tiredness. It is a specific kind of heaviness that comes from knowing exactly how your day will go. You will get up. You will drink coffee that is too hot because you are in a rush. You will sit in traffic, or you will squeeze onto a crowded train, or you will log onto a computer from your kitchen table. And then you will work. You will answer emails. You will sit in meetings that could have been emails. You will solve problems that you solved last week. You will give everything you have, your energy, your focus, your patience. You do this for 8 hours, maybe 9, maybe 10. And at the end of the month, you look at your bank account. You expect to see progress. You expect to see a surplus. You expect to see proof that your sacrifice meant something. But instead, you see the same number as last month. Maybe it is a little higher. Maybe it is a little lower. But it is not enough to change your life. It is just enough to keep you coming back. This is the moment of confusion. You were told a story when you were young. You were told that input equals output. You were told that if you worked hard, you would be successful. If you put in the hours, you would get the rewards. It is the oldest promise in our society. But right now, looking at that screen, you feel like that promise was broken. You feel like you are running on a treadmill that is slowly speeding up. You are running faster today than you were 5 years ago. You are more skilled. You are more efficient. You are more tired. But you are in the exact same place. Let that sink in. You are working harder than ever, but you are not getting richer. You are just getting older. If you feel this way, I need you to listen to me very carefully. You are not crazy. You are not lazy. And you are not bad with money. This feeling of spinning your wheels is not a personal failure. It is a systemic reality. We need to give this phenomenon a name. We can call it the effort-reward disconnect. For a long time, this disconnect did not exist. Or at least, it was not this wide. If you go back to 1970 or 1980, the math was different. A single income could support a family. A single income could buy a house. A single income could pay for a college degree without a lifetime of debt. Back then, if you worked harder, you actually saw the difference. Overtime meant a vacation. A promotion meant a bigger house. Hard work had a direct, tangible return on investment. But something shifted. The rules of the game changed, but nobody sent you the new rulebook. You are still playing by the rules of 1980. You are grinding. You are hustling. You are saying yes to every project. But the economy you are living in does not reward labor the way it used to. It rewards ownership. And this is the hard truth that most people miss. You cannot outwork a system that is designed to keep you at the baseline. You cannot budget your way out of a structural problem. When the cost of housing rises faster than your salary, working harder does not fix it. When the cost of healthcare and education rises faster than inflation, working harder does not fix it. You are trying to fill a bucket that has a hole in the bottom. And instead of fixing the hole, society tells you to pour water faster. So why do we keep doing it? Why do we keep pushing ourselves to the brink of burnout if the math does not work? Because our brains are wired for it. Human beings are designed to seek cause and effect. If I hunt, I eat. If I build shelter, I am safe. We crave that linear connection between effort and reward. When we do not get the reward, our instinct is not to question the system. Our instinct is to blame ourselves. We think we just need to do a little bit more. If I just get that next promotion, if I just start that side hustle, if I just wake up at 5 in the morning instead of 6, this is the psychological trap. It is called the illusion of control. We believe that because we control our effort, we control the outcome. But in a modern economy, your effort is just one tiny variable in a massive, complex equation. And often, it is the least important variable. This is why you see people who work half as hard as you making twice as much money. It feels unfair. It makes you angry. But anger does not change the math. Understanding the system changes the math. This is where we have to stop looking at the mirror and start looking at the machine. You have been taught to view your income as a function of your time. You trade 1 hour of your life for $20. or $50 or $100. It seems fair, but there is a hard limit. You only have 24 hours in a day. You can only work so hard. You can only sacrifice so much sleep. If your wealth is tied strictly to your labor, you have a ceiling, and the cost of living is rising to meet that ceiling. Let us talk about what is actually happening to your money. While you are working harder, the value of your money is working against you. This is not just about inflation. It is about the cost of the basics. Housing, food, energy. These are not luxury items. These are the things you need to survive. In the last 20 years, the cost of these essentials has skyrocketed. But wages have barely moved when you adjust for purchasing power. This means that every year, you effectively take a pay cut. If you get a 2% raise but inflation is 4%, you are poorer. You are working the same hours, you are doing the same job, but you can buy less with your paycheck. This is the silent theft. It happens slowly. It happens quietly. It happens while you are busy trying to be a good employee. You do not notice it day by day. You just notice that things feel tighter. You notice that you have to think twice before buying groceries. You notice that the dream of owning a home feels further away, even though you are making more money than you ever have. This is the definition of the rat race. It is not just about working hard. It is about running on a track that is moving backwards. And the faster you run, the faster the track moves. That is why here on InvestNimate, we focus on the system, not just the habit, because you can have the best habits in the world. You can save every penny. You can skip every latte. But if you are running on a broken track, you will never reach the finish line. We have to step off the track. Most people think the solution is to buy more things, to look successful, to signal to the world that the hard work is paying off. You get the raise, so you get the better car. You get the bonus, so you upgrade the apartment. This is natural. You feel like you earned it. But this behavior locks you into the cycle. Every time you upgrade your lifestyle, you raise your baseline. You raise the amount of money you need just to survive. This removes your margin. Margin is the gap between what you earn and what you spend. Margin is your freedom. When you spend your margin on lifestyle upgrades, you are selling your freedom for comfort. And comfort is expensive. Comfort requires maintenance. The bigger house needs more heat. The better car needs premium gas and higher insurance. Suddenly, you are not working to build wealth. You are working to maintain your lifestyle. You become a servant to your own possessions. And this forces you to work harder. You cannot quit the job you hate because you have the car payment. You cannot take a risk on a new career because you have the mortgage that is stretched too thin. You have built a golden cage. It looks beautiful from the outside, but from the inside, it feels like a prison. This is why high earners can still be broke. They are not broke because they do not make money. They are broke because they have committed every future dollar to their current lifestyle. They have zero margin for error and zero margin for freedom. So, if working harder is not the answer, what is? The answer is decoupling your time from your money. The wealthy do not get rich by working more hours. They get rich by owning assets. An asset is something that pays you. A liability is something you pay for. It is a simple definition, but most people get it wrong. They think their house is an asset. But does your house put money in your pocket every month? No. It takes money out. Taxes, repairs, interest. It is a place to live, not a money-making machine. True wealth comes from owning things that work for you while you sleep. Stocks, bonds, real estate that you rent out, businesses, intellectual property. When you own assets, your money works harder than you do. Your money does not need to sleep. Your money does not need coffee breaks. Your money does not get burned out. This is the fundamental shift you must make in your mind. You need to stop thinking about how to earn more money with your labor and start thinking about how to use your labor to buy assets. This changes the goal of work. The goal is no longer to survive the month. The goal is to buy your freedom. Every dollar you put into an investment is a little worker you have hired. and that worker will work for you for the rest of your life. If you invest $100 and it earns 7% a year, that is $7 you did not have to work for. It does not sound like much. But then that $7 earns interest, and the next year it earns more. This is compound interest. It is the engine of wealth, but it only works if you feed it, and you can only feed it if you have margin. To get rich, you have to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. When everyone else is upgrading, you must stabilize. When everyone else is inflating their lifestyle, you must defend your margin. This does not mean living in poverty. It does not mean you cannot enjoy your life, but it means being ruthless about what actually matters to you. Do you really care about the new car? Or do you care about not having to stress about your boss? Do you really care about the designer clothes? Or do you care about knowing you could quit your job tomorrow and be fine for a year? Peace of mind is the ultimate luxury, and you cannot buy peace of mind with a credit card. You buy it with savings. You buy it with investments. You buy it by keeping your expenses lower than your income, no matter how much you make. This requires a massive psychological shift. You have to be willing to look less successful than you are. You have to be willing to drive the older car while your bank account grows. You have to be willing to say no to the expensive dinner so you can say yes to your future self. It is an act of rebellion. In a world that wants you to spend everything you make, saving is an act of defiance. It is you saying, I will not be a slave to this system. I will not run on this treadmill forever. I am taking control. I know this is hard to hear. It is frustrating to realize that the game is rigged. It is painful to accept that hard work alone is not enough. You have every right to be angry. You have every right to feel cheated. But do not let that anger consume you. Use it. Let that anger be the fuel that drives you to change your strategy. Stop playing their game. Start playing your own. The system relies on your ignorance. It relies on you being too tired to pay attention. It relies on you soothing your exhaustion with retail therapy. It relies on you believing that the next purchase will finally make you happy. Don't give them that satisfaction. Wake up. Look at your finances with clear eyes. See the trap for what it is. And then, step by step, dismantle it. You start small. You find one subscription you do not need. You cook one more meal at home. You take that $50 and you put it into an index fund. And then you do it again. And again. You are building a ladder, rung by rung. It is slow. It is boring. It is not glamorous. But it is real. You are trading the illusion of wealth for the reality of wealth. The reality of wealth is time. It is the ability to wake up in the morning and not feel that heaviness in your chest. It is the ability to choose how you spend your day. That is what you are working for. Not a car, not a watch, not a status symbol. You are working for your life back. Thanks for watching InvestNimate. We are here to help you see the truth behind the money. If you found value in this, if it made you think differently about your work and your wallet, consider subscribing. We do not promise get-rich-quick schemes. We promise clarity. And in a confusing world, clarity is power. Take a breath, look at your numbers, and start building your exit strategy today. You can do this.